Please allow me to introduce our keynote speaker. Tamara Lopes is the director of the American Iron Sports Foundation. Her organization serves the Washoe County area by providing health and fitness education and training to diverse at-risk juveniles, women in recovery, seniors, and veterans. Tamara has always desired to serve. Her litmus test is giving a hand up, not a handout. With that philosophy, she and her husband, Bob, have developed the programs now being provided through their nonprofit organization. Tamara competed for 10 years as part of the USA powerlifting team, setting world records and winning world championships. As co-owner of American Iron Gym, she has built an athletic training facility utilized by competitive and professional athletes and everyday people wanting to improve their fitness and health through individualized training and nutrition programs. Tamara's first career was as a naturopath, utilizing a comprehensive approach to health through nutrition, fitness, psychology, and other factors. In this capacity, Tamara performed fitness consultations for professional athletes and organizational executives. She also served as a facility and program director for elite level fitness training and nutritional programs. She has brought her knowledge in health forward to assist developing wellness in the fire service and the fitness world. Tamara retired from a 25-year career in the City of Reno Fire Department, serving on the technical rescue team, water entry team, as a captain, operations battalion chief, and division chief. She was the program developer and administrator for the Firefighter Wellness and Fitness Program, administrative representative on the Joint Labor Management Safety Committee, and as a committee member for the National Fire Protection Association 1500, which is the safety standards manual for the fire and rescue organizations around the United States. And she's been doing that since 1997, improving health standards in health, fitness, and safety for the fire service nationwide. Please welcome Ms. Tamara Lopes.
Okay, first I have to apologize. My members are amazing and they share everything, so we've been sharing an upper respiratory virus. So if I have to step aside and blow my nose, I don't want to blow snot bubbles at you guys, so please excuse me. On your tables, you have some little cards. My goal today is to provoke thought for you. What I want you to do is pass those cards around, find one that resonates with you and keep it. There's also a packet in front of you that has some handouts on the very back page, is what we call MAP training, mental aspects of performance. What I found through the years is that everything that we use in athletics to improve performance is applicable in life. So hopefully I can share some of those things with you today, and it might make you think about a different path or resonate with the path that you're on, and hopefully help you and guide you. So, it's all in your head, but is it what's in your heart? You guys have goals that you've set for yourself in education or business or life? And are those goals truly yours? Is it what's in your heart? Does it strike that passion in you? Does it make you have that sensation in your stomach? Does it make you get up in the morning and never hit the snooze button because you're so excited to get going? How many of you feel that that's where you're at? That's the path you're on. Okay? So knowing your passion, what drives you? What we use is the 7 layers of why. Has anyone heard of the 7 layers of why? Yeah, right? Really, really, really powerful. So I'm going to give you an example. We've had 2 different women, many women come to us, many men come to us and say they want to do a fitness show or a figure show, they want to get on stage and compete. 2 particular come to mind because they taught me so much. One of them has a family, a little obese, had some health issues associated with lifestyle choices, bad nutrition, not moving, lack of exercise, stress. And she said, I want to do a figure show. I'm like, okay, why? Because I'm overweight. Okay. Why? Well, I don't fit my clothes. All right. Why? My daughter said I was fat. Okay. Why? That's when the tears came. Because I can't go on vacations because I can't swim. I don't want to be on a beach. I'm embarrassed about what I look like. She's embarrassed about what I look like. And I can't do things with them because I don't have the strength to be able to do them. I can't even walk up a mountain. All right, so we found what her true drive was. It wasn't doing a show on a stage and a skimpy little piece of material in front of everyone. Her drive was to get into shape so she had a better relationship with her family, so they could go on vacation together, they could enjoy life together. If we would have trained her for a figure show, do you think she would have been successful? She wouldn't have stuck with it because that truly wasn't her passion. That's not what she really wanted. What she wanted was to change her conditioning to be able to enjoy life with her kids and her husband. So we put her on a program that gave her exactly that. 3 years later, she's down 72 pounds. She is doing hikes and biking and swimming, and it has changed her life. So that story is to ask you to look at your 7 layers of why. Are you really going in the direction that's passionate to you, that you want to go in? Or are there gremlins? Let me talk to you about gremlins. So the next step when we do help someone that we decide that they really want to do, like a figure show or they want to be competitive in powerlifting, is to go on a mountaintop and design their body, design their life, from the tips of their toes to their head. What do you want to look like? What do you want your body to be able to do? What do you want to entail? How many days a week? Everything. Everything. I mean, the minutia, just down to the gnats on what you want your body to do and what you want it to look like. And during that process, you need to think about every time a thought comes in that you think is yours, analyze that thought. One of our gals, when she came back to me with a description, her body Bible, when we got to her legs, she had in there that she had large legs. That was her image, because she didn't think that she could have anything but large legs. When she was young, her sister and her mom teased her and said, "You will always have big thighs. You'll always have fat thighs. You just have to deal with it." So her image of herself was that. Do you think when we believe it here that it's able to change it here? No. This is the most powerful thing that you have. And what you believe, what you see, what you smell, what you hear, what you feel from your mind is exactly what you're going to create in your life. So when you're designing where you want to go, where you want to be, make sure that you're not designing it because of those gremlins. One of the things that we use is writing the story. So when someone comes to us and we find a gremlin that's inhibiting their growth or their power, we have them rewrite that story. So when she saw in her mind her sister and her mother telling her that her thighs were huge and it was always going to be that way, we had to rewrite that to where her script changed. Every time that would come into her mind, she played the other script of her body being exactly what her ideal, picking the picture on the internet of that's what I want to look like. And it was amazing the changes this woman made. And I know it's not what's really important in life, but it's a good example of what little things, how much power our mind has controlling what our life is. Fear. So there's a lot of sensory inputs out there, and the greatest way to create action in people is to create fear in people. So besides those gremlins, we have to think about what we're doing it. And are we doing something or are we not doing something out of fear? Analyzing where our actions come from. When we can get rid of fear in our athletes, it's amazing the growth that they make. Key, the first time you put a lot of weight on your back, was that scary? Yeah? Right? Right. So it's the visualization. So what we do is we make sure our athletes see that lift 100 times before they ever do that lift. Right? If you can't see it up here, do you think you can do it physically? Probably not. I have to take notes because I have huge ADHD. So I'm all over the place. Okay, so what you pay attention to, what you expect, is what you get in life. Example, if you walk into a room or you're meeting someone at a bar or a restaurant, and they tell you that they're going to have a red sweater on, so you look in that restaurant or that bar for that person and you don't see them. Well, at the last minute, they decided to change the color of their shirt. They didn't have a red sweater on, they had a purple sweater on, and they're right in front of you, but you don't see them. Because what you expect to see is a red sweater, right? How many times do we not take advantage of opportunity that comes into our life because it's not what we expect? So we don't even see it as opportunity. So having clear expectations on what your goals are, what you want out of life, and taking advantage of those opportunities, not letting fear control you. And you're all brave. You've all been in the military. I cannot thank you enough for what you've done for all of us and the actions that you have done. I mean, huge. Talk about brave. So I know every one of you have the ability to overcome fear and take action to get what you want out of this life. Martin Luther King said, "The ultimate measure of a man or woman is not where he or she stands in the moment of comfort and convenience, but where he or she stands in times of challenge and controversy." And what that means to me is responsibility. We're 100% responsible for exactly where we are. When we play the blame game, we give our power to that other person or that thing. If you're blaming someone else for where you are in life or what's happened to you, you can't change it. Think about that. You lose all control. So by taking full responsibility for where you are, yes, bad things happen to really good people, but it's how those people respond to those bad things that makes the difference. The next part of that statement is, an example is Mount Everest, right? So we stood, we were brave, we did the right things, we went through school, we started the business that we wanted to start. That's that climb up Everest. But do you know that 93 or 73% of all deaths on Everest don't occur on the ascent, but on the descent? Right? Isn't that crazy? Why do you think that is? Exactly. Say that louder, please, because Right, right, right. Those paradigms, right? A good example is Sony and Nokia. They were the only ones on the cell phone market at the beginning, right? Apple wasn't even thought of. Why do you think they lost? They fell off the cliff. Just like on Everest, they fell off the cliff because they didn't keep driving. They got lackadaisical, laissez-faire. So just because you've accomplished your goal, that's not the time to stop. It's like people that end up with type 2 diabetes. almost in all cases, that's lifestyle related, right? Do you think by changing their lifestyle early on, they wouldn't have that diabetes? But they didn't change their lifestyle. They didn't do what they needed to do until they were diagnosed with diabetes. The time that you spend with your kids and your family. So you end up, hopefully you don't, but a child that's having a hard time in school. And all of a sudden you spend all this time with them. What would have happened if you would have spent that time ahead of time with them? So spending the preparatory time, and then once you hit that Everest, once you hit that peak, it's not over. Keeping that passion. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, it's going to be really hard to sustain that energy, right? So making sure you're passionate about where you're going in this life. Every day waking up with that thrill in your stomach of where you're going or what you're doing. Being very specific and take advantage of opportunity. Okay, so I have that packet, like I said, and it has some pictures and it has a list of things that a single mom taught her son, and I think it was amazing. It was great life lessons. And then the back is the MAP training, the mental aspects of performance, with the game tips, an acronym, and success C's. So it's where we start when we do athletic training as far as the psychology of it. So look at that. Hopefully you enjoy it and get something out of it. What I ask my athletes to do every morning to change their mental attitude is write one thing down that they're grateful for. So I would like all of you to think about that. One thing that you're grateful for. Not being alive, but being very specific. What are you grateful for? And then think about how that changes your outlook on life around you. Because remember we talked about we get exactly what we expect. When we have a negative mental attitude and we walk into a room, we expect people to be racist or sexist or grumpy or rude. Those are the people that we're going to find in that room, guarantee it. If we have a positive mental attitude and we expect people to be happy and joyful like we are, those are the people that you're going to find in that room. So in the morning, one thing that you're grateful for, and watch how it changes your whole day. And then at night, writing down what you learned that day. Because remember, we're 100% responsible for everything in our life, right? So if we look back on things that we learned that day, maybe it was a mistake, then we have the power to change it and not repeat it. Thank you. I appreciate this time with you. Hopefully I've given you something that's made you think and get introspective, and good luck.